Hi, Andrea from SEN Parent Support Group here. I just wanted to pop on. Today, for us, as in myself and my son, we are accessing for the first time via our IOTAS in preparation for my son's GCSEs this June. We're accessing off-site practical sessions for science. Science is a key subject that my son needs and is doing really well. However, this is the first time we will be accessing a provision which our provider has outsourced for us to go do, because obviously due to cost and health and safety you can't do that in the home. Now, this should have happened 3 weeks ago, firstly. Now, my son is nearly 19 and his IOTAS package has been live for 2 years. 12 months prior to that, it was live, but it was more therapeutic. Now, often I hear, the reason why I'm saying this is because often I hear people saying, well, you know, we've worked so hard to get to this point, he still can't access his education, or he still has issues transitioning. The situation is your child will not change the traits that they fundamentally have. And if anxiety is a massive key and presentation within their neurodiversity, it's not going to change. What we have to do is consistently meet their need from a secure point of view in order for the child to be able to do that. For example, I'm human. The first session that we should have done that we didn't attend was because it was after the Easter holidays. I had it in my head that it was the week after, not the week coming, and I didn't communicate with my son a few days beforehand to remind him. I realised the night before and thought to myself, right, okay, how am I going to handle this? Because if I tell him now, he's not going to sleep, which then means I'm not going to be able to wake him in order to get him to go. So I took the risk and then I told him in the morning, and because he wasn't prepared, he couldn't access lesson 1. The second time, literally my son has been struggling to sleep, which most autistics and ADHDers do. He does take melatonin for that as and when he needs it. So he struggled to sleep knowing it was coming up because he worries, not specifically about doing it. It's more a case of worrying about the steps and the scaffolding to actually get there. So get out of the door, get in the door, in between travelling to and from the home to unit. And then when he's there, who are the people he's going to see? What is it going to look like? All of these things keep him awake. So ultimately, that was then. That didn't happen either. So this is the 3rd stage to get to this session. Now, we only had 6 sessions. Now, normally as a parent, you'd think, well, oh my God, I've set this up. People are bending over backwards. Well, no, they're not. People are doing what they're supposed to be doing within their EHCP. This is an added product, and our EHCP I made sure was child-led. So if my child can't attend, then there is a reason why he can't attend. And generally, that is because his needs are not being met, be that in the home or within the provision. Or in terms of we've not planned for it, we've not prepared him for it. Now, if you have a ASD, ADHD with a bit of PDA, then the planning bit can also become quite difficult because they're direct requests and you're telling him that potentially is something that he's going to have to do, which can cause them to shut down. That's a topic for a different day, but I just wanted to let you know that if your child has got to the point, even after you've put things in place, there might actually be scaffolding that is missing, allowing them to get from A to B. It's always good to address that, and to discuss with the people that are providing the provision. So be that Senko or be that the LA's provider. This can be done via meetings, EHCP reviews. There are various sections within the EHCP, and one does cover health. So the diagnosis will be on there, but what should link in section B is how that individual present, and then section F should reflect what the provision should be working around that. Now, we also hear, and even I've had this by my partner before we got married. Obviously, I wouldn't have married him had he not got himself on the same page. But the bottom line is, I've had comments like, well, you're doing everything. Why can't they access it? Fundamentally, the child doesn't change. It's the people around them that have to. Now, a lot of you might say, well, that actually is not good for society. Screw society. At the end of the day, it's a societal expectation. And as long as my child's mental health is where it needs to be, then he will find his way in society. I'm not wrapping him up in cotton wool. I am scaffolding what he needs to achieve this objective right here, which is to get the best education that he can. Hope that helps.